And we're hopping to the. We'll skip the map intro because I want to address this actually. Someone in the chat, I think it was Colin. Somebody brought up Zeph and Rifkin Castle. Never seen them before, dudes. Zeph and I used to rock out all the time, every weekend. It was awesome, and it sucks because she's had a real life, and the Zotac Cup has gone away, and just unfortunate time zones have made it so difficult to cast. So, I gotta tell you, I'm really happy she's with me here tonight because I've missed casting with you, man.
Yeah, no, I miss casting with you too, but time zones, so annoying. Real life job. What is it? Why do I have to have one? But anyway, we're in game number 3 now, and we're on Habitation Station. So let's get this started. In the top right-hand corner, as a blue Zerg from XL5, it's Pig.
And his opponent to the upper left, playing for Root. Root for Root! It's the yellow Zerg player, Petraeus. Of course, hailing from New Zealand, currently living in America. We'll see which of these two can take it and go to the grand finals victorious in the winner's bracket. But I do want to remind everybody, if you're unfamiliar with the format of a loser's bracket tournament, what this means is even if you lose here, you can still come back for the finals for a second time. It's not easy, but you do have a life to fall back on. So there's that kind of cushion for you.
Yeah, and these guys being in the winner brackets finals, even if one of them does fall down, it would not be a surprise at all if the same player came back up and they had a rematch. Because that's happened more times than I can count, I think. I'm not sure who's left in the bracket right now because the brackets are still broken, but at last I checked, there was still players like Fido, like Huck in there, so who knows who's going to come out of that.
You know what? I would love to see Huck versus Pig. I talked to them briefly about trying to set up a show match, but because of WCS, they couldn't really orchestrate that, so we had to skip over it. But those two together, oh man, that would be a really good match, I think. Especially if it went down to the finals, if not the semifinals. But whatever it ends up being, for now we do see, again, not too similar openings. I was going to say we have similar openings, but I take that back because Petraeus just threw down that spawning pool. So Hash first versus Pool first. I don't know.
Actually, okay, never mind. I was going to see if he's going to take a gas after that and go for the aggressive option again, but no, he's just going to go for the hatchery. You know,
there's a lot of pro Zerg players, like when I used to cast with Masan all the time too, they would make sure to talk about, like, you know, the subtle nuances of going pool versus hatch. But I find a lot of the times, whether you can argue the queen comes out sooner so you got more injects or drones or lings or whatever, it just tends to, like, not even matter.
Yeah, not really.
Especially at a high level play.
You can't ever say, like, oh, I lost this game because I went pool first versus hatch first or something. Like, it doesn't really happen that way.
I'm sure it happens, but, you know, so very rarely. Like, you know, shooting star rarely type thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, maybe, sure, if you go 15 pool and then follow up with the gas, and then you go for an aggression and you just do, like, nothing, that might be a reason. But in a normal game where you're both just chilling in the early game, I don't really feel like it's such an impact that you can, I don't know, call it a win or a loss because of that. So, yeah.
You know, actually, I just looked at the time for this. This is kind of cool. Again, the tournament of this, I think, is going to time out perfectly for those of you who like to watch Pro League, because the finals will either be just finishing or just starting right around the same time it starts. So, again, I hope you guys have been enjoying this so far. It's good to see 1,000 freaking people tuning in for a C event. This doesn't happen often, and you guys totally rock for supporting it. Again, shout out to the sponsors. You can see all their logos on the screen, but this is out of this world amounts of cool, because normally C events get very little attention. Their time zone is terrible for the rest of the world, and I just, sincerely, I don't want it to sound cheesy because I've said it so many times, but thank you guys for tuning in today. You rock.
Yes. As always, much love. So we got links coming across the map. Gonna go have a look in Petraeus Town, see what they can see. If there's anything interesting. We'll actually see that Baneling Nest, and this is actually the same builds as we saw in the last game, so it's quite likely that we'll see a bunch of links come out from Petraeus, and actually the links don't even get in there.
Yeah, but the difference is Pig is going for his own Baneling Nest, and what was impressive was how he defended without Banelings. This time, I mean, like, he still ended up losing the game, of course, but that first wave was really a nice hold. This time he'll have his own Baneling, so he'll be able to actually fight Petraeus on even footing.
Yes. Maybe that'll go a little bit better for him, and it's actually smart that he's gone for it right off the bat, going, yeah, not going to risk it this time, even getting a Spine Crawler, so still fairly mirrored once again in this game, and Pig going for that Evo Chamber straight off.
I like this. Evo Chambers absolutely break the balance when it comes to Banelings and Zerglings fighting one another. That +1 Carapace is everything. It's one of the few upgrades in ZVZ that become a critical upgrade, because what it does is it lets you hit, your Zerglings can survive a Baneling hit. It's huge.
Yeah.
Oh, can you get this Overlord?
And,
oh, not quite.
No, not quite. It's like a sweet spot there where you can't hit it, but It was nice by Petraeus to try and actually get in there and see what's going on in the main. He didn't get to see the Evo chamber, unfortunately, but maybe if he can squeeze some lings in there, he might be able to. In fact,
ooh, ducks pass, but here come the banelings. Got to be careful about this.
yeah.
Spinecaller just picking off the odd Zergling here or there. I think 1 minute to the main, but I think the queen, something killed it.
Yeah. All right. Well, he's seen at this point that Pig's playing a lot more safely.
Ooh,
Doesn't wanna
Mutalist.
risk it.
Mutalist out of Petraeus. We actually haven't seen Mutalist in a ZVZ in a long time, but this could work out really
Yeah.
nicely. If Pig
Been
is...
so long.
Okay, so because Pig's investing in the Carapace, I think he's really expecting a ground fight, but Petraeus is going to catch him off guard with this in a big way.
True, but at the same time, I mean, Pig could bring the fight to Petraeus and be like, okay, I have
Yeah.
Carapace, you don't, and you're trying to save all your money for mutas. I can come in, try and flood through your mineral lines with lings and banes and whatever else, and do damage before those mutas actually pop out.
Yeah, and the big thing too is the Mutalists, well, they're going to kill lings, and that's without question. The problem is if you've got 80 lings, the Mutalists aren't going to kill them very fast. It's going to take a long time to clean it up. And, I don't know. This could go either way. For Pig, if he plays passive, he's going to be in trouble. That much is guaranteed. He is trying to shut down that third base at the gold. Ooh, almost gets the drone. Does go back for it. Finishes the job. And he's getting a couple banelings here too for it. Or almost.
Almost. Yeah, the spine will clean the other ones up, I guess.
God,
yeah,
that Link Corpse went flying. I love watching Spinecallers kill things because they always have this like flick back, and they just like whatever they kill, their corpse goes flying through the air. But confirming the third is not there. Banelings and Zerglings kind of hopping around for the timing. A lot of Banelings coming down inside the base. Spires coming up and finishing in just a moment's time, but it's still going to take like another 40-50 seconds before Mutalists are even available, much less out.
That's so crazy. That's 11 banelings, 20 more lings coming out, and this is exactly the time he wants to hit. The Spire's not finished. Petraeus is really reluctant to actually be spending money on all of this defense, but he has to. Lots of his own banelings come in, creating kind of a maze for them to go through, which is cool.
Pig has to use 3 banelings on the cocoon instead of 2, worth noting, guys. But still busts on through. Spineclaw goes down. Not a lot of banelings left. Only 4 workers died. He retreated a lot to the main, and he gave up a lot of his own banelings to those cocoons.
I think that might be it for Pig. Well, he's like pretty behind right now. He invested so much in that.
No,
All
he's
the
gotta be
banelings popped on like nothing.
But the Spineclaw is down, and there's no banelings left for Petraeus.
Yeah.
He's making 5 Mutalists, but a flood of lings right now might be Pig's best friend. He can also make a ton of Spore Crawlers, but man,
He's
the
got to
banelings.
dodge the banelings. Like he's always going to be able to make those. It's cool that he has a gold, but he's only just now starting to prepare for those mutas. If he keeps being aggressive, yeah, he can keep the mutas on the other side of the map, so it gives him some time. But I just feel like that was a bit of a waste for Pig. Really, the banelings just not doing much at all. He made what, like 11 plus, and he only got 6 worker kills.
Pig actually just wasted a ton of Petraeus' banelings right now. That's really key worth noting because now the flood of lings coming behind this don't have anything to fear. There's 1 baneling left. Oh, was getting a decent hit. But with that Carapace upgrade, survives. And now he's going to kill the queen. He's going to get on top of the drones if he can. Get some lings into the main as well. And let's not forget, the Mutals, again, they'll clean this up, but it's going to take a while. Zerglings are just flooded. That queen does go down the main. Petraeus actually with no queens right now. A little bit unfortunate. That's going to really screw around with his injects, but he's not losing too many workers. 17 have gone down, sure, but he's actually retaining a majority of this. Whoa.
And there we go.
All right.
Wow.
GG.
I did not expect that.
Neither did I.
2-1 to Pig. Congratulations, Pig. Petraeus. Wow.
You know, Chadman in chat, even though we got timed out earlier, says it right, though. Regardless of who won, 2 C players made it to the finals of an international event.
That's
but of course, it's not the grand finals. Then it's not it. Because this was only the winner's bracket. Pig awaits the loser's bracket king to fight it all for the grand finals. The championship, if you will.
Yes. Now, let me see what we've actually got going on right here, because brackets are broken again. Oh my god.